Let's have a very quick look at my 6502 processor project, which I've just finally got working. I've got a modern version, a Western Digital version of the 6502 processor here. I have attached to it various pins as per different videos. I've been following a couple of tutorials on the internet, one by Ben Eater and another one by a YouTuber called Wi-Fi Sheep, which is really good as well. And what I've done is I've wired up various pins to high and low, to 5 volts and ground, depending on what you need to make the whole thing work. I've wired up the address bus, or at least 8 bits of the 16-bit address bus, to some LEDs so you can see what's going on. And we can see we've got power going to it. It's going a bit bonkers at the moment, partly because there's no clock attached to it at the moment. I've made a clock sort of half following one of Ben Eater's videos. So this is a clock made with 2 555 timers that I can speed up and slow down. So it's a very slow clock. You can see how slowly it's blinking. I can speed it up and slow it down depending on how I change that potentiometer. And the clock pulse is coming out of here. So if I connect the clock pulse to my 6502, hopefully I should see things slow down a bit. So there we go. We should now see that the pins, the lights coming out the address bus, are now following the sequence that's set by my clock here. So it's going very slowly. I have got a 1 megahertz processor, a 1 megahertz crystal oscillator here that I'm going to use eventually with it. But if I connect that up, things are happening far too fast to see. So it's nice to see things happening really slowly. The other thing I've done, following the Wi-Fi Sheep video, is that I've actually hard-coded a single 6502 instruction here. So these resistors are connected variously to ground and plus 5 volts to make a binary number, a binary digit that is in fact the no operation instruction. So that's the instruction that just does nothing. And so we've hard-coded a single instruction into the data bus across here. And if you look across the LEDs now, you'll see they are actually counting in binary. So the address bus is now not chaotic. It's behaving in a pretty sensible way. And you can see binary numbers. If those of you who know binary, you'll notice it's probably back to front. But you'll notice basically it is counting up in binary. So I'm making progress with this. I don't know where I'm going to go with it next. I don't really know. I've got various other bits and bobs. I have got an EEPROM programmer, so I can start writing some assembly language and get it to do something. I've got some LCD displays that I can add as well, so I can get some text output. That's probably the next step, is the old Hello World, getting it to produce Hello World on an LCD display. But I'm very pleased to have got this far. For about a week, I've been very despondent. I couldn't get anything out of it at all. It turned out I hadn't plugged in the 6502 processor, hadn't just pushed it in hard enough into the breadboard. I was so terrified of breaking it, I was being too gentle with it. So I had to give it a good firm push. And once I'd done that, all the connections came good, and I can see some lovely blinking lights coming out of my 6502.